Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to be focusing on reading fiction. So there's a few things I want to remind you about, especially when we're reading short texts. When you're reading fiction, you want to keep a few things in mind. The first thing that you want to keep in mind is that your character is going to face a problem. A lot of the times when we read our stories, our characters have some type of problem, and if you follow that story arc, it'll really help you understand what's happening to your character and keep track. It's also a good time for you to stop and jot. Another thing you want to keep in mind when reading fiction is author's purpose. Remember, we talked about this before we left. Authors have a purpose for why they wrote what they wrote, and it's your job to figure out what it is. This will really help you when you're figuring out the main idea or that so what gist jot that you write at the end. The last thing you want to keep in mind when you are reading fiction is you're going to come across words that you don't know. And when you come across a word that you don't know, instead of skipping over that word, you're going to look in or look around the word to help you try to figure that out. So today, underneath my video, you will see that you are going to be reading a selection, it's called, from Playing the Field by Jeanette Railson. This is a tricky text, but I know that you're going to be able to do it if you keep in mind that your character is going to face a problem, that there is an author's purpose you need to think about, and that you find words that you don't know and you work to look in and around them to figure out their meaning. When you're reading, on a separate piece of paper, it might work best for you. Don't forget to stop and jot. When you're jotting, you want to keep in mind the who plus the what plus the why. So who is in your story, what's happening to them, and kind of why is that happening. So if I was to start to read your reading today, I would start at the very top. Remember, the directions up here matter. I'm going to start reading and we're going to see if I can figure out the who, the what, or the why so far. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. Then, fill in the answer on your answer document. The narrator no longer wants to share a room with his younger brother. Okay, so readers, we haven't even started yet, and I already know that my narrator doesn't want to share a room with his younger brother. So the who I know is going to be a boy. It says his brother. And I know my what. The what is that he doesn't want to share a room with his little brother. So that's my problem, right? I don't yet know my why, though. I don't know why he doesn't want to, and this is where you're going to start reading. So readers, as you continue to read this passage today, I want you to keep in mind, stop and jot and chunk as you read the who, the what, and really why it's happening. At the end, take a second to write the gist, and then you'll have your story. Good luck, guys.